Many people, one country, countless stories. Long before the first rays of sunlight break over the sprawling skyline of Tehran, the city is already beginning to stir. Imagine standing on a crisp, quiet street corner. The unmistakable, earthy aroma of dough baking over hot stones drifts through the air. It's the local bakers, their hands moving with practiced rhythm as they prepare sangak, the traditional flatbread, in exactly the same way their ancestors have done for centuries. Out on the streets, engines begin to rumble to life. Taxi drivers turn down the early morning radio, take a quick sip of steaming hot tea, and shift into gear, bracing themselves for a long day of navigating the labyrinth of the city. Just a few miles away, at the legendary Grand Bazaar, shopkeepers are rolling up heavy metal doors, meticulously arranging their displays before the daily rush begins. Underground, the scene shifts to a blur of motion as young university students weave through the crowded metro stations, clutching their textbooks and backpacks. And inside millions of homes across the country, a quiet, universal ritual is unfolding. A family gathered around the breakfast table. It's a simple spread: warm bread, salty feta cheese, a handful of fresh herbs, and glass cups filled with dark, sweet black tea. But this morning pulse isn't confined to the concrete of the city. Far out in the vast countryside, long before the sun climbs high in the sky, weathered farmers are already knee-deep in vibrant purple saffron fields, or tending to endless groves of pistachio trees. You see, the world usually only hears about Iran through a very narrow lens, one focused almost entirely on political headlines, geopolitical tensions, and endless conflict. But behind those headlines is a very different reality. There is a nation of over 90 million people who are simply waking up every single morning. They are going to work, studying for their exams, caring for their families, and quietly nurturing their own hopes for the future. To truly understand this country, we need to dive into the rhythm of its daily life. Let's watch as Tehran wakes up. Tehran is not a quiet city. It is loud, unapologetic, and completely full of life. Step out in the morning, and you are instantly swept up in the current of a bustling metropolis. The morning metro is packed shoulder to shoulder with office workers, tradesmen, and students. Up above, the traffic is legendary. A chaotic but somehow functioning dance of cars, motorcycles, and buses. Office towers fill up with employees grabbing their first coffee of the day. Hospitals are already buzzing with doctors and nurses attending to patients. In the schools and prestigious universities, the chatter of students fills the hallways, bringing an undeniable, youthful energy to the ancient landscape. It's a dynamic, relentless pace that rivals any major megacity on Earth. Yet, amid all this modern hustle, there is an anchor that keeps everything grounded: family at the center. In Iran, family isn't just an important thing, it is everything. You will rarely find anyone eating dinner alone. Family meals are sacred. They are the social glue, the daily debrief, the place where joy and grief are shared. And woven into every interaction is the profound culture of tea. Here, pouring a cup of tea is the ultimate gesture of hospitality. Whether you are a lifelong friend or a stranger asking for directions, you will likely be offered a glass of freshly brewed tea with a side of rock candy. Weekends are fiercely protected for family reunions. Weddings are extravagant, multi-day celebrations filled with music and dancing, and the vibrant Nowruz, Persian New Year, is entirely built around returning to your roots and honoring your elders. Now, let's take a walk into the beating commercial heart of the nation, the Grand Bazaar. This isn't just a market. It is a sprawling, sensory maze of history and commerce. Tens of thousands of merchants operate here every single day. You can wander down one alley and find yourself surrounded by the breathtaking artistry of hand-woven Persian rugs, where every single knot tells a story of the weaver. Turn a corner, and the air grows thick with the intoxicating scent of cumin, cardamom, and saffron. Walk a little further, and the rhythmic clanging of hammers echoes through the corridors as artisans shape intricate copper pots by hand. Many of these small, unassumingly sized shops are multi-generational enterprises, passed down from father to son for hundreds of years. But Iran is so much more than its bustling urban centers. Let's look beyond the cities. Out in the sun-drenched plains, a massive agricultural engine is constantly running. Iran is the undisputed heavyweight champion of pistachios, saffron, and dates, some of the finest in the world. High up in the rugged, remote mountain villages, nomadic tribes and local herders still live in deep harmony with the seasons, moving their flocks across valleys just as they did millennia ago. And if you travel north to the shores of the Caspian Sea, the landscape completely transforms into lush, green forests, where the pace of life slows down to a gentle, coastal breeze. Finally, we must talk about the demographic force shaping tomorrow, young Iran. This is a generation defined by ambition and connectivity. They are the students buried in library books, the software engineers coding in sleek, modern co-working spaces, and the fashion designers pushing creative boundaries. They are the startup founders dreaming of building the next big tech unicorn. You'll find them in trendy, dimly lit cafes, debating art, philosophy, and the latest global tech trends over espresso. Their lives are a fascinating, sometimes challenging, balancing act between respecting deep-rooted traditions and a burning desire to connect with the globalized world. The message is clear. If you want to understand Iran, you cannot start with politics. You must first understand the everyday, beautifully complex lives of the Iranian people. To grasp how this vibrant society came to be, we have to rewind the clock. The Iranian people have navigated through dramatic historical curves, and that history isn't just found in books. It continues to shape how people see themselves today. The first, and arguably most profound turning point, is the legacy of Persia. Iran is home to one of the oldest continuous civilizations on the planet. Persian identity has remained a central part of the country's culture for centuries. You can hear it in the everyday language, where people casually recite the profound, centuries-old poetry of Hafez and Rumi. You can see it in the breathtaking architecture, with its mesmerizing turquoise-tiled domes and intricate geometric arches. This rich tradition of art, science, and literature continues to shape Iran's cultural identity today. Then came the early 20th century, bringing turning point 2, oil and modernization. The discovery of massive oil reserves changed the destiny of Iran forever. Oil revenues fueled rapid industrialization. Tehran exploded in size, morphing from a modest capital into a sprawling metropolis. Education expanded to reach wider segments of the population, and a massive wave of urbanization pulled millions from rural villages into the cities. This era created a new, educated middle class and fundamentally shifted the social fabric of the nation. But the rapid pace of change set the stage for Turning Point 3, an event that became one of the most significant turning points in modern Iranian history, the 1979 revolution. The revolution completely redrew the political map and brought profound changes to everyday social life. Everything from the role of the family and the structure of education to cultural expression and public dress codes was viewed through an entirely new lens. Society found itself navigating a complex duality, enforcing strict, traditional religious values in the public sphere while privately holding onto a spectrum of modern, diverse beliefs. This leads us to the fourth turning point, one that the people are still living through right now: decades of adaptation. For decades, international sanctions have reshaped Iran's economy. Many businesses expanded local production, while households and entrepreneurs adapted to limited access to imported goods. The capacity for self-reliance was pushed to its limits. Instead of standing still, they built parallel industries and learned how to navigate a highly constrained environment to maintain their livelihoods. The message: these four massive shifts, the enduring pride of Persia, the rapid jolt of modernization, the upheaval of revolution, and the ongoing adaptation to sanctions, have forged the complex, resilient Iran of today.
هوا عالیه نه؟ آره خیلی خوبه برای شروع یه روز کاری.
So, what does a nation shaped by such intense highs and lows look like today? Although oil remains central to the economy, modern Iran has a far more diversified economic base than many people realize. Look closer, and you'll find a massive industrial base churning out automobiles, steel, and petrochemicals. Their agricultural sector continues to dominate global markets for pistachios, dates, and saffron. Most impressively, out of necessity, a growing ecosystem of tech companies and startups has emerged. With major Western tech giants blocked, Iranian engineers built their own domestic versions of ride-sharing apps, e-commerce platforms, and digital payment systems. Fueling all of this is an education system that prioritizes STEM, producing a large number of engineering graduates each year. Yet this economic potential exists alongside significant structural challenges. The daily challenges weigh heavily on the average citizen. High inflation continues to affect everyday life. The price of groceries can jump significantly in a short period. Brilliant young people, armed with top-tier university degrees, face a frustratingly high unemployment rate. For young couples, the dream of buying a home is slipping further and further out of reach as housing prices escalate. Because of these mounting pressures, a significant portion of the country's highly skilled workforce faces the agonizing choice of leaving their homeland to seek better opportunities abroad, a severe brain drain that deeply impacts the nation. On top of economic stress, Iranians are constantly living through uncertainty. Recent military tensions and regional conflict have added another layer of uncertainty to everyday life. Some families have experienced disruptions, while businesses and tourism have faced new challenges during periods of escalation. Foreign investment often pauses, and everyday planning becomes more complicated when the geopolitical climate shifts. And yet, despite these realities, the vast majority of people maintain their daily routines. The next morning, the shops still open, the school bells still ring, the hospitals remain fully staffed, and families continue to find moments of connection. How? Because of strengths that endure. A highly educated populace knows how to critically navigate crises. A deep-rooted tradition in science and engineering allows them to continuously problem-solve. Their ancient culture provides a philosophical resilience. And, of course, the family unit remains an unbreakable safety net. This adaptability continues to shape how many Iranians respond to change. The message, despite significant economic challenges and the uncertainties of regional instability, millions of Iranians continue to build their lives with quiet resilience and a spirit of adaptation. When we look toward the horizon, the future of Iran is illuminated by the potential of a young generation. This is a generation that refuses to stand still. They are launching innovative startups, diving deep into artificial intelligence, and establishing themselves as pioneering engineers in cutting-edge tech fields. For them, innovation isn't just a corporate buzzword. It is a practical tool for connecting with the global community. The economic potential of this nation remains substantial. The push to diversify the economy away from oil continues to grow. There is a clear pivot toward the digital economy, renewable energy, and advanced manufacturing. If regional stability improves, Iran's historical sites and cultural heritage could attract significantly more international visitors. But no matter how far they advance technologically, the future of Iran will always be tethered to preserving identity. At the same time, many continue to value the traditions that have shaped Iranian society for generations. This connection to Persian heritage remains visible in art, poetry, craftsmanship, and family life. This profound cultural identity is the anchor that keeps the society steady, regardless of modern shifts. So, what is Iran's place in the future? Its long-term future will depend not only on regional developments, but also on the education, innovation, and resilience of its people. The boundless capacity for problem-solving within this country holds the potential to contribute to science, technology, and culture across the entire region. Above all, this future is being actively shaped by a young generation whose deepest desire is simply for a more stable, open, and prosperous tomorrow. As night finally falls over the majestic mountains that cradle Tehran, the city's rhythm shifts once more. The tea houses begin to fill up, buzzing with animated conversations after a long day. Inside millions of apartments, families are once again gathered around the dinner table, sharing their quiet moments of daily life. And out on a street corner, the fire in the stone oven is being stoked once again. The local baker is rolling up his sleeves, preparing the dough for the very first batch of tomorrow's morning bread. The cycle of life continues, steady and unbroken. A nation is never simply defined by dry news reports, political events, or moments of crisis. It is defined by the millions of ordinary people who wake up every single morning, work every day, care for their families deeply, and quietly hold on to the hope for a better tomorrow. Iran is ultimately defined not only by its history or its conflicts, but by its people.